To start things off, it's not too bad. There's only 1 bottle of extra fluid.
When they ask for your blood type when you register,
Oh, yeah.
just what are you doing?
Can't believe we're doing it. It was working fine.
We are not in North Carolina anymore. What's up, guys? Today on Cars and Cameras, we are road tripping our land speed mini bike that we still need to finish 2,300 miles from North Carolina to the Bonneville Salt Flats in Utah in a 45-year-old Mercury station wagon that had been sitting since the 90s.
Yes.
So we haven't even touched the car. There's a ton to do. We still have to finish the bike, but we just have taken delivery of the 236 cast block Tillotson from Go Power Sports. So let's check out our engine. So our all billet Saucier is mocked up in there. We're just getting the finishing touches with our air filter, our exhaust, and we just got this from Paul at Go. Oh,
Look at that
the
carburetor.
bling, dude.
Dude,
That is insane.
that is pretty.
Let's put it next to the Saucier and we can do a comparison.
All right.
Ever since we started this build, we've been talking about running 2 engines out at Bonneville. An all billet animal, which is the one sitting in the frame, and then the cast block Tillotson, which is this one we just took delivery from Go Power Sports. So we're gonna talk about the differences, the pros and cons between a cast and billet, for those of you who may not know. So our billet engine, that's perfect for those who don't care the price, they just want maximum performance across the board. And like we mentioned, this would cost about $6,000 to replicate this billet animal at 389 cc's and a 16:1 compression ratio. The cast block from Go Power Sports, this started life as a Tillotson 225. You could probably even build this starting with a Tillotson 212. Now, the displacement is 236 cc's, so it's been bored, it's been stroked, and it has a billet head, billet side cover. That's a really high-end engine, but you're gonna have a much, much lower price point starting with a cast block. So we would love to see above 100 miles an hour with a cast block, this engine right here. It shouldn't be too hard. We're shooting for maybe 120 to 130 with the all billet, just because it makes more power, makes more torque across the board. So in terms of what cast is versus what billet is, you can see the difference right here. So this is a billet cylinder head and this is a cast block, and you can see the difference right here. The cast block is from where they have molten aluminum and they pour it into a casting. It's a lot cheaper, it's a lot easier to produce than billet. And billet means you start with a solid chunk of aluminum and use like a CNC milling machine to form it to the shape that you see here. So billet is much stronger, you have more design potential, but it's significantly more expensive. So it'll be extremely impressive if we can get this little cast Tillotson to 100. I think we can do a lot faster than that, but just 100 is where we're setting our sights.
$120. $120. We are real close to having this thing done. I just got through safety wiring all the clamps that need safety wired. We are getting down to the wire. We've only got maybe a couple more things we have to do to this thing, and then we got to work on our 1977 Mercury station wagon to get it ready for this long trip.
And we're mildly freaking out because the car automotive speed week footage is now dropping, and it looks like it was not a good year.
No.
Really rough, really wet.
I'll be truthful, man. I'm really stressed out at this moment because it looked like on the footage like it had sleeted here in North Carolina several inches and people driving through it. It's a mushy, nasty mess out there. Not to mention it's bumpy, and we have no suspension on this thing. I'm a little worried.
Same. So we've worked for a month straight on a land speed bike
Yeah.
And we're gonna leave it all up to a 1977 Mercury Marquis that's been sitting since the 90s, right?
1996 is when the inspection expired. And I mean, I took this on Hot Rod Power Tour and it did very well. But so it's only had 2,000 miles put on it since 1996. So I'm a little worried.
Well, the boys are getting a list together on the Mercury, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who bought one of our posters. We wanted to sell 50, and then I checked the video 2 hours after it was posted, and the 50 were gone. So we put another 50 on the website, and we have run out of room on the bike. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much.
For supporting Cars and Cameras and doing the craziest thing we've ever tried to do.
Crazy, all right.
Yeah, driving this thing.
Yeah, I think that's the craziest. So Charles has been working on removing the the front shocks on this car, and the upper mounts are rusted to the point where not even an impact is getting them off. So we got the old blue wrench going on here. We're gonna cut the top off of the shocks, and they should just drop on down to the floor. So let's do this.
And for anybody wondering, like if we took vice grips and tried gripping that part so it wouldn't spin, we've already tried the top. That's stripped. It's just seized. So yeah, we're gonna get the I'm done talking tool out.
Yeah.
Here, I got you.
Thank you.
Let's see.
Thank you. Yeah, not the best access.
You're good. Go for it.
Huh?
Oh, did you cut it?
Yeah.
Oh, you need water?
Yeah.
Oh, there's water.
Thank you.
Yeah, we got the rear ones to do, and I guess just the all fluids check after this. But thanks for the help. Ah! To start things off, it's not too bad. There's only one bottle of extra fluid. What is it? What is it? Oh, all right. Transmission fluid. No big deal.
There's a big puddle under it. Was that one of you guys?
Yeah, that was there was a fire.
Oh.
We had to get the torch out. It was no big deal.
Yeah, the upper shock mounts on the front, they wouldn't come off, so we had to get the blue torch, well, the blue wrench.
Yeah, the blue wrench.
And cut the tops off the shocks.
Yeah, we've gotten the front shocks done, which, if anybody knows what shock absorber does, it slows down the bounce of the car. The rear ones, like front ones, are still blown out. Let's see.
Oh. The wagons and rocking don't come a knocking.
Yeah, dude, this thing's full on family truckster right now. But yeah, you guys don't need to be riding down the road like this, because
it'll too floaty.
Yeah, because it'll just do this the whole way.
How do you think I've been driving it around?
Oh dear.
Oh yeah,
hopefully I can fix that noise.
What's the brand of that?
Motorcraft. I think it's, was it Sure Tracker?
Oh, it ain't no pleasurizer.
No, those are on Cadillacs.
Not every day you can sit.
Well, yeah, the gas tank's missing. Yeah, there's a fuel. I put a fuel cell in here, but
Nice.
yeah, that's why I have that much room. But definitely don't do this without jack stands.
So we basically got to build a rack for this because, well, we didn't order one. I got a great idea. No.
Hey,
Yeah.
nice rack.
Thank you. So we're coming up with a good design that'll fit the car perfectly. So we're gonna have 6 uprights with 3 crossbars, and they're all gonna be like the same height so the bike can sit level. And what we're gonna have is kind of like this with a little pinch. How do I describe it? It's just gonna work. That's all I got to say. It's just gonna work. It's gonna be beautiful. Beautiful.
All right, dude.
Yeah.
What are the odds we're gonna be riding the bump stops the whole way?
Oh, I think the odds are pretty good.
Yeah.
Should have gotten some helper springs.
Oops.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
I mean,
It looks good at least.
oh yeah.
Oh. We're gonna
She's still floaty.
Yeah, it's so floaty.
So we're almost done. Charles is greasing up the ball joints. Me and John are working on the rack. Buddy, we're gonna miss you.
I know. I'm gonna miss y'all. Hopefully you make it back.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna take care of this place, get it nice and cleaned up for everybody, and you guys are gonna set the world record for us.
Yeah. And we got one more person that is not gonna show up.
The Stooge.
No. Wyatt.
Oh.
So our buddy Wyatt had a bit of an accident, and he's not able to make it on this trip.
This
So
whole thing was his idea.
it
The
was.
Saucier is his engine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
so,
the power plant. Yeah.
So we're feeling pretty bad that he's not going and Charles is not going. It's just gonna be the boys.
Dude, and our guys Taylor and Bernie from Go Power Sports also can't make it either. So
Yeah. So
Hey,
people
you know,
are dropping
you
like
know
flies.
the diehard fans that are like the original Cars and Cameras fans. This is their
Yeah,
episode.
this is it. But you know what? You know who else we got coming with us?
Oh,
Yep.
All of these
100 fine people.
Yes. So it's coming down to the wire, and it's gonna be a late night tonight, I think.
Yep.
But we're gonna do this, and we're gonna leave out nice and early in the morning. So we will see y'all on the road, right?
Yes. When they ask for your blood type when you register,
Oh yeah.
just what are you doing? That
Any drag strip or airport or anything dangerous we've done, they've never asked us for our blood type. So that's where.
that's where Chuck draws the line.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
We had our friends and neighbors over earlier to say goodbye, and they seem really concerned for some reason.
I don't know why.
I'm just
got
trying to
this.
get to Kevin's place in Iowa.
Yeah,
That's all I'm concerned about.
that's right. That's all we need. Grab this
It's a nice looking engine.
and bring it under.
Alright. I have never ridden in this car before in my life,
Oh, you're about to get a heck of an experience.
and I just volunteered to drive 3/4 of the way across the country.
3/4?
It might be 2/3. It's 2,300 out of 3,000, wherever that puts us.
Wow, that's just one way.
Just one way.
I think we're gonna have to pull over and take a look.
I think we're overloaded.
Yep.
How bad is it? Pretty bad.
Thing is, I'm not exactly sure where it's rubbing at. Though it looks fine.
You want to drive another half mile?
Yeah, let's keep going. Maybe it was that dirt. It looks like that's been rubbing on the tire, hasn't it?
Yeah.
No. Keep going.
Keep going. That's gonna be fun in the mountains.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Hammer down.
We're doing it. I can't believe we're doing it.
First gas stop. Make sure the bike is still up there, and just calculate our fuel mileage. All right, so it's a 15-gallon tank, and Ike just put 14.5 gallons in it.
Yeah.
He says it got 11 miles a gallon before.
You got 13.
13?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're guesstimating 11.
I'm guesstimating it gets 10 now.
All right, so now that we have a full tank, we can fill up next tank and figure out what our fuel mileage is.
Mount Mama.
Hey, yeah, guess the fuel mileage in the comments. I'm gonna say 11. I'm gonna be optimistic, 11.
10.
So we made it to Ohio so far. We're not quite halfway to Kevin's place, but they've been talking about a lot of rain out at Bonneville. Like, it was wet before the event that we're going to, and it's been raining for like the last day and a half. So it seems like the consensus is that it's gonna get canceled. It just hasn't been canceled yet. So we're still gonna keep trucking to Iowa, hang out with Kevin at the very least, and just hope for the best.
Dude, that AC, that made some funny noises. Did it? Yeah. Could it be from a loose belt? I don't know. Yeah, it looks like it's slipping. Maybe it'll be alright. It's got oil on the clutch.
Well, we're officially in the Midwest, and it's officially hot.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get some AC going for as long as it'll last.
Might be cool. So it's either gonna not cool down enough, or we'll plug it back in and we'll see.
Okay.
Hard to explain.
Let's keep trucking.
Automatic climate control. I think it's malfunctioning.
Fancy in 77, not so great 50 years
It
later.
was working fine. You got straight up heat.
Yeah, it's really hot. And now I'll give you a tour of side of the highway, Ohio. Funny, it looks kind of like the side of the highway in North Carolina. Please, Lord.
Please be better.
Somewhere near Indianapolis.
And we are low.
All right.
Put about a half quart in it. Should be good to go.
Cool.
Transmission fluid.
Right over there. Got some Tillotson oil to put in it, dude. The finest juice.
Nice. Really? Are we allowed to do that?
If we want to get there, I think we are.
Thank you, Tillotson. Hey, man.
Hey, man.
We just stopped for some chicken jerky.
It's the worst chicken tenders I've ever had in my life.
It's like, I think they've been in there since this morning. It's so tough. Dry. But we got filled up with gasoline, not food.
And oil.
And oil. We've got a slight oil leak. The oil drain plug seal has gone bad, so we've lost like a quart of oil in probably 500 miles.
Yeah.
Pretty bad. Whole back of the car is speckled up with oil. But we're just over 300 miles from Kevin's. We're going to be making it in no time.
Hammer down. You can tell we're in the Midwest. We are not in North Carolina anymore.
Where are the pine trees at?
Thanks, man. Yeah, get on it.
And I can't do that. Dude, I might be able to outrun them if I'm worried about the belt coming off.
Mississippi River.
Nice.
I think. I'm not totally sure.
I think it's Mississippi. It looks like Mississippi. Oh, look at that. Iowa. Woo! And my headlights were up on the side.
Dude. Hey, we're almost halfway to Bonneville.
Oh, sweet. Alright. Now to Kevin's house.
All right. Last stop for gas. Got to fix our simple oil leak in the morning. Woo! 40 miles to go. Let's hammer down. What a unit. What a unit. So miraculously, the car made it 15 hours here to Iowa. We finished the bike, and the car did great on the drive. We're here at Junkyard Diggs' place, but 30 minutes before we arrived here in Iowa, we got an email saying that the Bonneville Motorcycle Speed Trials had been canceled due to weather coming in from California, the hurricane that's been going on, as well as just existing weather conditions that were just not optimal for land speed racing. So it's just a huge bummer. So, you know, will our 45-year-old neglected station wagon make it
back?
Well, make it 2,300 miles to Bonneville? We don't know. It made it this far. It's a huge bummer. We've racked our brains. There are a few events here and there for land speed racing, but none of them are quite like Bonneville. And like, there's a one-day event happening in California. We can't drive the whole way across the country again for a one-day event. So we're kind of looking at next year on this thing.
Yeah.
And we don't want to run it on the road. It only has a rear brake. So if anyone out there knows a 2-mile stretch of road or more of smooth asphalt, a safe place to ride it, let us know down in the comments. Legally, exactly. So we hate to come this far and be turned around. We've never prepared more for anything in our entire lives. So it kind of makes sense that it was canceled, doesn't it? So we're hanging out here with Kevin for a few days, so we have some cool content coming up from that. We're gonna put the bike up on the shelf, or probably hang it from the wall and save it for the next Bonneville Motorcycle Speed Trials. I think we're still going to use these power plants to try to break some records somehow or another. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Because our Airbnb was still booked and we shot some hilarious content at Kevin's house, I decided to still make the trip out to Bonneville with my dad to see the conditions for myself.
Yeah, we'll just pull in right here.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some people driving on it.
Yeah.
Crazy when the speed limit's like 80 miles an hour.
There's a little water there.
Was that water?
That's not an optical illusion.
Yeah. The first world land speed record of the Bonneville Salt Flats was set on September 3rd, 1935. 301 miles an hour. So I guess this is part of the water they were talking about. Yeah. And I'm just assuming there are patches of it just everywhere. You don't want to go 130 on that. Didn't you say you wanted to see if it tasted salty? I'm pretty sure you said you wanted to see if it was salty. I gotta try. Oh yeah. Wow, it's very salty. So I know, like, where you enter the racing area is over there. So we're gonna head over there next. See 3 Lamborghinis.
For real?
Yeah. I mean, they're not motorcycles.
You think they put them out there on the salt?
Oh, dude, look how wet it is. So it turns out the Strad man is here with a couple of his cars and buddies. So there's a Countach sitting over here. But yeah, I'm no expert of the sand, or of the salt, but I'm gonna say that is not an ideal racing surface right there. So my worst fear was to be that Ike would turn around, I'd still fly out here, and then somehow there'd still be people racing out here. So I'm glad that's not the case. So if you happen to know a place where we could safely run our bike, like accelerate for 2 miles straight, let us know down in the comments. I know the Texas Mile is coming up. There's an event in Ohio on an airstrip, an event in Arkansas on the airstrip. There's an event in El Mirage, California on a lake bed. The problem with all these is that we have either scheduling conflicts or it's just not enough space, like the Texas Mile. Like, this bike needs like really 2 miles to get up to speed. And we don't want to take it all the way to the El Mirage lake bed because that's really a 1 or 2 day event. We don't want to drive all the way across the country to have a jetting problem or something that we can't fix in the 1 day that we can be racing. So it's a huge bummer. Got to give a big shout out to Go Power Sports for supporting us in this build. We will be back. Big shout out to all you guys who bought our posters. We will certainly be hitting 130 miles an hour on that bike. It just might take a little bit longer than we anticipated. In the meantime, we might throw something together that can go that fast in a much shorter distance. And of course, you'll see that here on the channel. Thank you all for watching. A little bit of a messy episode because it just all fell apart there right in the middle. But yeah, thanks for your support, guys. And I'll be back at the shop soon. We're going to get back to work later. Paul says to start it at 10,000 and don't run it out until we're ready to risk it. That's what he told me.
And then what can we turn it to?
He said we could go to 11 or higher if we want.
Okay,
So-
I heard 11 and a half.
Yeah, that's what Taylor from Go Power Sports says.
Yeah, so we might be turning that 11 and a half. Ugh.
We're gonna blow chunks. We're gonna see the insides of a Tillotson.